Hello there. There are these different levels, and if you are hiring a coach, here's the coach. They're above you. So they're forcing you basically to get up to their level because a lot of these coaching programs, they are relentless. I was amazed and flabbergasted when I found out what some of these people are doing. Some of them are forcing you to make cold calls, forcing you to DM everybody you know, um, forcing you to just flat out spam people, um, forcing you to constantly do things you don't want to do. And I'm all for the whole stretching of your comfort zone, but I realize that once you pay like $10,000 to one of these people, that you're committing to their modality because it's not just the result. I mean, all of these marketers that I've been listening to lately are all saying it's about the results. You got to make sure it's clear that people are going to receive this result, and it's just like, no, let's turn this around. Let's turn the mirror on ourselves and see what's really going on, because there are millions of people out there that can help you achieve the same result, no matter how unique they poise themselves to be. The essence of hiring them is still the same. You want to hire them to help you achieve X result. But when you're hiring somebody, especially when you're paying for one of these high ticket things, and if they have any sort of coaching involved, a lot of them is basically like, you follow my rules, you go by the book, you don't deviate, you don't use your creativity, you don't bring anything to the table because you're not using what you can do in this program that we're plugging you into. It's you follow the rules, go step by step, what we train you to do. Don't ask questions, don't resist, just do what we tell you to do. So many of these programs do that. And it's disheartening in my mind, because I'm a very creative person. I'm a very multifaceted, multi-talented person. And to stifle any and all of my input in the process would basically make me miserable, because even if I was able to achieve the result, I'd basically have to sell my soul to get there. So what's the point? I want to find joy in the journey. I want to find joy in the result. I want to find joy in my own ability to sort things out and um, attain my dream life. So for me, that kind of stifling just feels icky. It just does not feel like it would be a fun ride. So it's not just the results, but it's, what is your process? What is your modality? Do you make it fun? Do you make it hard? Do you make it miserable? Like, if I'm going to pay $10,000 for a program, I want to be absolutely delighted and enthusiastic about every moment of it. And if I'm miserable because they're making me do things that I don't want, they're forcing me to make 100 cold calls a day, they're uh, telling me I have to go jump off of a building to prove that I'm worth something, I'm I'm not down with that. So what programs are you signing up for? Right? Okay, so that was the level of the coaching. That was kind of a long drawn out explanation, but there's the coaching, the coach telling you to do it my way, and there's you here. But the other problem with you trying to reach their level is they're telling you to go and do the thing. So even though you're getting a step up in knowledge, you're still doing everything yourself. So that's not helping you because you're adding more things to your plate. And I'm sure if you're struggling and you're on the hamster wheel, you probably already have too many things on your plate as it is. So this is not going to help you. Okay, so scenario 2. Here's you, and you hire a VA. So here's the VA down here. And you have to teach the VA. You have to show them what you want to do. You have to basically turn them into your double. You're trying to duplicate yourself, and you're trying to train them on what you're doing. And to the point where maybe, just maybe, they're probably going to be a little bit underneath still, because you are the master of your own expertise. So there's still going to be this gap in there that most people should probably just, say, okay, well, it's 80% of the way there. It's 80% of how I wanted it done, so that's good enough. Or you can just like obsess over that last little 10 to 20% to try to close that gap, so that maybe, just maybe, far into the future, your VA might match your level of skill and expertise in this particular task that you're training them to do. Okay, so that's the VA. The VA is coming up to meet you. And in the coach scenario, let's see if I can get my hands right here. In the coach scenario, you're trying to reach the level of the coach. Okay, now this is what I do. Let's see if I can keep the hands right here. Okay, you're here and I'm here, and we're meeting in the middle. I am bringing all of my expertise to the table, and you are bringing all of your expertise to the table. I think I got my hands crossed just then, but you get the point. Okay, we're both bringing all of our expertise to the table. I have knowledge over here that you don't have, and you have knowledge over here that I don't have. But we don't need to match each other's knowledge, because we are co-creating. You're the expertise in your zone of genius, right? You're really good at this thing this is what you want to do in the world, right? And in order to successfully, in order to have a successful business around this expertise that you have to learn all of these other things. You have to do all of these other things. You have to get input from all these other people and yada, yada. Okay. I'm going to take all of those things away from you. So all you have is your zone of genius, what you do best, what you love doing, what you're inspired to do, what you're passionate about. So I take all of the clutter around that. And so you're just focusing on that, your area of genius. You can focus on income generating activities. And all of these other things, I can plug it into your vision so that you say, whatever it is you want. I want a coaching program. Okay, let's help you get leads. Let's help you let's funnel people into your program. Okay, I can bring all of my knowledge and plug that into your vision. Or you can say, I want to become a best-selling author. So you come in and you're like, I know all this stuff in my head. How do I turn this into a book and get it out there and get to bestseller status? Okay. And I take all of those things and plug that into your vision of wanting to become a published best-selling author, and boom, now you are a best-selling author. Or you can say, all I do is local. I know that I can have a much broader market if I can somehow reach the people online, but I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at the tech. I'm not good at the marketing strategy. I'm not good at the social media, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so that's you. And you have all of these little holes that you're trying to fill in your business in order to start moving forward. I take all of those things and plug those into your vision. And now we've bridged that gap together. We've bridged that gap. You are now an influencer on social media. You now have thousands of followers. You have a beautiful website. You have an awesome funnel. You have a beautiful nurture sequence on the back end, and you're converting people through your funnel. Or you can say, I want to make a bigger impact in the world by speaking, but I don't know how to find the speaking gigs. I don't know this and that, whatever those gaps are. I'm going to take all those gaps and plug those into your vision. So you don't have to worry about all those little things anymore. All you have to do is steer the ship. That's all you have to do is say, this is what my goal is. And I'll be like, okay, what are we missing? I can solve these things for you. Let's keep this ship moving forward, okay? And so now I can help you find speaking gigs. I can help you set up your webinars, both in the creation of the structure, right? The online structure of the webinar, as well as the promotion of the webinar to get people into the seats, right? Because you don't want to just speak to an empty room. So, and on the back end, what are we selling? How can we turn that into another funnel? Because everything is a funnel. I've said this before. Everything that you put out there, you want it to be like this giant spider web, and all of the strings, all the strands of the spider web, all converge at the center. And you are at the center. Okay? So I want to create this giant web that all leads into your vision. And that's kind of like the whole structure of the online, the digital space. In my mind, I see it perfectly how everything works. But I don't want you to be turned off by the fact that I use the word spiderweb, because that kind of has a bad connotation if you're thinking about the spiders catching flies and the flies are the customers. Maybe that's a bad analogy, but in my mind, it's just the connections, the properties of how online marketing works is very similar to the structure of a spider web. So that's what I mean by that. Okay, so here's you in your zone of genius, trying to do something in the world, trying to be more effective, trying to get more customers, trying to have a successful business, trying to make an impact. And I am helping you with all of these outside connections that maybe you're not even aware of all of these things that are going on out here externally. All you know is you have this vision of what you want. And I'm both clearing the path to this vision coming to fruition, as well as making all of these little connections that you might not even be aware of in order to make that vision turn into a reality. So this was a very long, elaborate explanation, and this was kind of like a flow of consciousness for me, because I've been wanting to formulate this idea in a way that I can convey that to people that are saying, here I am, here's this coaching program that I'm thinking about going and plugging into, even though I don't even have the money for it. Or I don't even have the money to pay for a VA, let alone pay for a $10,000 program. So I'm hoping that it's getting across that there's like these levels of the people that you hire to work with you. In the coaching scenario, you're basically a subordinate. I hate to say it like that, but this is basically what you're doing is you're handing them your freedom and saying, okay, you take the reins for me because I don't know what I'm doing. And then there's the VA, which is you can hire a VA for very cheap. Very cheap. And if you can't afford to hire a VA, then you might want to reconsider your business model. But the problem with that is you're always having to train them to duplicate what you're doing, but they're only going to reach the level of your knowledge. So even if even if you get the perfect VA, if all they can do is duplicate you, you're going to miss all of these other little things around that you had no knowledge of. So that in the instance of hiring the VA, you still have all of the blind spots that you have now. And in the coaching scenario, the coach sees your blind spots and shows and tells you it's your responsibility to take care of those yourself, which is awesome if you want to become a better version of yourself. But it's not awesome if you have to take on more tasks than you already do now. And the problem with your business is currently that you can't reach the business success that you want because you have too many tasks already. It's just going to pile more tasks onto you. It's not going to solve anything. And this is a part of my journey too. Like I said, I'm on this path where I am learning to be seen by my client as an equal, because I want them to value my input and experience and my insight and my strategy on helping them implement what they want to do. See, I'm not the subordinate here. So in many cases, I know a lot more about a particular topic than my client, but oftentimes I'm getting to them when they've already got the coach and their coach has already told them, you have to do XYZ and you have to do it just like me. And if you don't, you're going to be a failure. So they've got that embedded in their head now. So then they're like, this is do it this way because this is what my coach told me. And I'm like, yeah, but that's wrong. To be honest with you. Many times I'm just like, but why? If you've watched my videos for any length of time, you'll notice that that's a common theme for me, is always be asking why. Why am I doing this? Why am I leaving my video up for just 24 hours? Why am I taking it down afterwards? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Because the more you question things, the more you can improve things, in my opinion. If you just always go along following the status quo, not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to question the advice that people are giving you, then you're just going to fall into the same traps that everybody else does. But if you're questioning things, you can say, well, why don't you do this instead of this? This is going to be so much easier if you just do it this way. Or this can be much more effective if you just do this, this, and this in addition to what you're doing right now. So there's so many different ways that this equal ground relationship can help you in your business, because I'm bringing in my world of possibilities and you're bringing in your world of possibilities, and we're coming together in the middle and creating synergy. And it's almost as if I become an extension of my clients. And the things that they want to do in order to reach certain goals, or they need to do because there's certain admin tasks involved, whatever it is, whatever those holes are, whatever those gaps are, I am the bridge in all of those gaps. And together we are able to make this dream, this vision, become a reality. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.